Saturday night in my shop, and that means we could be or should be in one of two places. Now, ordinarily, we'd like to be at Disneyland, and we could be, but see, this sort of highlights one of the problems of having a shop. And I know if you're a machinist, you're sort of already figuring out what I'm getting at. If you're a machinist, you have neighbors or friends. There's a reason for that. You have your own problems you solve, and you've got tools you can sort of solve problems for other people. And that tends to happen. Machinists, you know what I'm talking about. You all have friends who have problems that need solving. You see it all the time. So what are we talking about? Well, sometimes there are specials and sometimes there are extra specials. And the problem with a special is that maybe you can buy part of it and modify it. And there are extra specials which, well, the guys who make it won't sell it to you because you don't need enough to meet their minimum quantities. And the things are so damn scarce that the only way you can get it is either government surplus or if you work for the plant that makes the damn thing. These guys are no exception. So a friend of mine who has a problem has this panel hardware. This stuff is really cool. It's 1032 panel hardware, but it has a special. See this dude right here. And you can hear people having fun, I think. So instead of having our fun, we're goofing around with making specials. Oh, looks like I need to chamfer the opening there. Okay, well I'll do that. This side is not chamfered, but the opening here is chamfered. So I'll need to go back and give that a little kiss with the countersink. So my friend, this is a 100-degree head angle countersunk by 3/8 24 threaded panel fastener. So this is an extra special, not just because it's a 100-degree head angle, but because he can't get these from the supplier. They won't sell them to him. And so what we're doing is we're making these. It's not perfect, but we're getting pretty close here. Now I still need their key seat cutter to come in there and cut out the notch for the panel tool. There's a special panel tool for these guys, but you can also use a dime to extract them if you had to, if you didn't have the panel tool. But being mil spec as it is, you're supposed to use a panel tool. Anyway, so instead of being out having fun and partying, we decided to stay back and do this instead. So this is sort of the process. We start with a blank and board it out. Get two steps in there. So that's the head size, and that's for the 3/8 thread. Then we put the 100-degree head angle on, as you can see there. This one, the seat isn't reduced enough. That's why it's a failure. I could have used a die stock and cut the threads, but this is all single point threading, so this takes a long time. The single point threading doesn't take all that long, but getting to this step takes a fair amount of effort. So we went from a solid 6-inch rod, we cut it down into segments, we cut the segments into blanks, and then we further refine the blank, and at some point we cut off the blank into a semi-finished screw product, And when all is finished, they will look like this. Now, they won't have the maker's mark on them because I'm not going to forge that. That would be improper. So these are custom machine parts. It's the same. They're both 304 stainless. This is kicked out of a machine. This is made on my machine without DRO or any of the other fun stuff that some of you guys have. I have to do it the old-fashioned way with depth stops and measurements and things like that. So if you own a machine and you have friends, eventually you're gonna have to do this.